Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Step up as a man. Now, I shouldn't have to say this. But you know what? I'm seeing too many men sitting on their asses, sitting around complaining, but not taking action. And you know what? That might have been cool before COVID-19. That might have been cool, but see, that COVID-19 had a double whammy. Yes, the health thing is there, and the COVID-19 ain't going anywhere. It might die down as far as its overall impact, but it's pretty much there for the rest of humanity. In fact, we always going to get something new every year any damn way, all right? But it's going to be there. But that was one thing. But the economic impact, that's going to really mess with the overall environment, the whole social thing. You know, like money isn't everything, but it's up there with oxygen because it's the tool by which men actually like get things done. It's the tool that helps create the overall environment we in, right? Now, before COVID-19, a lot of men could sit around because you know what, many had a steady job. Many men, or they were at least in a situation where, you know what, they had a place to sleep. You know, some of them could get women or something with a woman, you know, and it's like, you know, many could play their video games or whatever. You know, many could get online and just sit and cry all day, you know. And I don't mean just on YouTube either. And say all this past memes and everything, right? Well, that's because the environment was pretty decent. There was some trouble happening, but I ain't going to get into that. At least people have the illusion. We don't have the illusion anymore. We don't have it. We see it. Because even when COVID-19 dies down, you know, because many people are feeling like it's going to be seasonal. So it's going to die down at some point. Also, keep in mind, they probably come back. But, you know, the economic impact. You know, I saw a video the day before I taped this. It was just brief. It was a news program. They were saying, shoot, a lot of these farmers and farms where they like process meats and everything, they starting to have trouble. You know, because it's a combination of workers ain't going into plants or everything. And then that's affecting the trucking industry because the trucks ain't going to be able to deliver anything. And then it's not getting into the stores. That's going to eventually affect the stores. So this economic thing is going to be deep. Now remember, when I talk about the house of the man, one of the pillars is the hunter. Now in this day and age, the overwhelming majority of us don't hunt for our food. And I ain't talking about just going fishing, getting some fish and stuff. The overwhelming majority of us, we want food and everything, or we want shelter. We just have to have that money. You know, that's still a part of man. That's how we express our masculine energy. We will get that place to stay. We will make that money to make things happen. You know, we'll move through the world with some authority. Right? But if things happen like millions of people were furloughed. Millions of men were furloughed. And then you already had some trouble. And, you know, it's like all the way around. That's when you got to step up as a man more. That's when you had to step up. You know, some of these guys who were just kind of coasting along, living on Easy Street, maybe living with their family or, well, I don't even mean like their wife family, but like their sister or brother or just kind of la-di-da and all that. Oh, that shit ain't going to work now. Men going to have to step up. Men are going to have to step up. And you know what? To me, well, personally, that ain't a big deal. I've been doing that since I was little. And many other men have been doing the same thing. But then you got a whole bunch of men, they just, you know, mainly, a lot of them are shadow men. They just bopping along, or, you know, guys in their 30s and 40s, even 50s, they still basically got a teenage mentality. But nah, this ain't going to work now. Because even, like I said, the economy, once it took a hit, it's going to be a while before you can get it back to another level. We get it back to that level we were at now, because there's a very strong argument that even after the Great Recession of around 2008, or 2007, 2009, we haven't gone back to the levels before 2007. And I remember how that was. It was, shoot, people were making money, housing industry was great, but all these crashes. But the thing is, as a man, we got to think in terms of there's no easy street. Because if you look in indigenous cultures, when they were hunters, they knew, the more advanced societies had agriculture and everything, but they wanted some meat or something. They know they had to go out. They had to go out and get it. And that was an everyday thing. They ain't have refrigerators, so, they couldn't just get that meat and store it up and everything. They had to go out and hunt. And guys got to have that mindset. Even if you work in a 9-to-5 job, you got to have that mindset like this could be your last day on the job. Like how many men were working on a decent job, working on a good job, might have benefits and everything, all of a sudden they get furloughed the next day. And trust me, a lot of guys, some might get those jobs back, but a lot of guys won't. So what's their mindset? What they going to do now? You going to go out and get it? Because I've seen some guys, they got laid off a job or shoot fired, and then they sitting around for a while, blaming everybody. Instead of saying, oh, I'm fired from this, let me go get another one. Like if hypothetically I ever got fired from a job, I'm looking for the next one. The next morning. Probably, depending on what time I was fired that day. Because a man the hunter, you got to bring in money every day. You got to bring in money. And if you're an entrepreneur, especially. Now, it seemed like a couple of days I've been doing mentioning some business stuff on here. But it's just masculinity, because it's like if a masculine man is already ready to meet the challenge. He already got that mindset that he got to live on a daily basis. He can't cruise. He got to make something happen. It might be on that 9-to-5 job where you say, okay, I'm on this 9-to-5 job. I'm minimum wage. Okay, how can I get to be a manager or something? What can that extra mile so I can move up in this company and stuff? Or especially if he's an entrepreneur, you got to, you can make a lot of money, then you got to get up the next day and make some more. Because it's not steady. And I'll tell you, with what I do now, it's not steady. Yeah, I make a lot of money, but I always have to have the mindset, okay, what can I do today to bring in some money? And that's what men have to do, whether they're working for themselves, whether they're working for somebody else. What can I do? What can I do to be better? I remember I've been on jobs, 9-to-5 jobs or longer than that. And, those jobs where I'm, constantly working like maybe 10 hours or something. And I would go on and say to a manager or something, or just pick up stuff, learn stuff, or even ask them. I was like, hey, how do you do this? I want to learn how to do this. Boom, because I'm always thinking ahead, right? But the main thing during this whole period, you got to step up. Ain't no bullshit. Ain't nobody stop you. If you a man and truly at least had a sovereign mentality, even if you don't have sovereignty in your life overall. Sovereign mentality is like, wait, I got this. I'm going to do this. Ain't no excuses. And you're not going to look at somebody else because they not you. They not you. Some men be trying to blame other men for the position they in. I say, that man ain't stopping you from doing shit. Did he hold a gun to your head? Did he physically beat your ass and cripple you? Nah. So every single man got the ability to step up. Now, you notice I ain't say doing any of this for women. You notice I ain't say that. You doing it for you. Like every single man need that, like at a basic thing, and you ain't doing this shit for women. Let me be clear on that. You want to make that money so you can have a place to lay your head where you have some least control, even if it's an apartment. You want to lay your head. You want to be able to go to your fridge and eat. If you need a car, you want to be able to have to drive a nice one and then be able to keep it fixed. You want to have some type of control over your life, and that's somebody bossing you around. And that's just a man thing. That's for you. Forget the women or anybody else. You're doing that for you, for your own peace of mind. But if you want to get there, you got to step up. Because that's what it means to be a man, to have some control over your life. So anyway, that's all I got for now, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.